There are a variety of puppets in my friendly neighborhood who have gone rogue and twisted due to watching television. However, some seem to have other underlying issues which lead to them becoming seemingly hostile. But if the protagonist of the game manages to find solutions to these problems, these puppets instantly become friendly. Hi folks, I'm R, your narrator, and welcome to another My Friendly Neighborhood video. If you have any video or game suggestions, make sure to send them to me on my Twitter or subreddit. Keep in mind that this video will have obviously spoilers, and with that in mind, let's begin. Parrot is a large orange bird who Gordon encounters in the first part of the game, in the main studio used for filming, or otherwise known as the neighborhood or friendly neighborhood. She seems to be inspired by ostrich shape, a flightless bird native to African continent. She seems to be out of control, picking at everything or everyone in her way. That includes prop trash cans, the roaming puppets, or even Gordon. Due to her enormous size, she can easily crush anything or anyone that she picks at, which makes her a very dangerous obstacle. After Gordon manages to find Pearl a pair of glasses, Pearl instantly changes, going to a nearby mirror, just watching herself. Pearl was an integral part of My Friendly Neighborhood show, having a lot of screen time. She enjoyed being geared and interacting with the puppets. But ever since the shutdown, a big part of her died as she started becoming forgotten. Unfortunately for Pearl, she also has bad eyesight, which only worsened her mood, starting to lose the sense of herself when she lost her glasses, struggling to see properly. This caused her major confusion, unable to see and effectively interact with other puppets. Coupled with isolation and her lack of higher cognitive ability compared to someone like Reiki, prevents her from expressing herself, instead picking everywhere as she moves, as that is her first instinctual behavior to possibly navigate her way. Being given a pair of glasses to wear by Gordon, we see how Pearl goes to a mirror and watches herself for an extended period of time. It seems as if she is learning to be herself again, studying herself carefully, remembering who she used to be and what she is, being far from a vicious spirit who picks at everything and anything. Even Gordon mentions how sometimes looking into a mirror, we are shocked what we see, who we are, and what we have turned into. This at the very end reveals how Pearl is back on being an integral part of the show again, effectively communicating with Reiki and having a good time. Otherwise, if Gordon doesn't help her out finding her glasses, she keeps on picking even at Reiki in the ending scene, which kind of breaks their communication. Ray is a red centipede-like puppet who enjoys percussive maintenance, meaning that he enjoys the old school hit it until you fix it type of repair. He travels through pipes and pokes out in different parts of the game, banging and hitting with his wrench. If Gordon gets close enough, he unfortunately gets a hit with Ray's wrench. Not because Ray intentionally wants to hurt anyone, but because his character is designed as such, just hitting away at anything. Even in the show at the end, we can see him hitting on the table, something that he enjoys to do, due to his nature being a repairman. Due to his limited capacity to understand, having limited vocabulary, he is not intelligent enough to know just hitting at anything and everything he sees is bad. That's until Gordon fixes a plumbing problem, which Ray looks up to him as his idol, as he managed to fix something that Ray struggled to do for a long time. Listening to Gordon carefully, he tells him that hitting things won't fix them, having a double meaning that nothing can be fixed by force or violence, and that's where kindness and a proper plan comes to play. That could be even said about relationships or friendships. That stops Ray from randomly popping out of the pipes and hitting everything with his wrench. This allows Ray to be back on the show again, having his own segment called We Fixed It, where he's actually much more gentle at fixing things. Otherwise, he would be out of control, just hitting the table in the segment of the show. Even the producers and the TV show director sent Ray down to the basement as they said that he is out of control. But it turns out all he really needed was a little bit of patience and compassion to just talk him out of his bad habits, simply something that he didn't understand is bad. Goblet is a giant green frog-like puppet who charges towards Gordon in the beginning, being unhappy and very sad. She is also an important part of the show who loses her sanity after seeing how horrible humanity can be through television. Turning on a movie in the theater attracts Goblet in there, watching the movie intently, which is of war and the casualties of war. This breaks down Goblet, who cries, with Gordon even mentioning that she looks depressed. That's not a surprise, as these puppets were created through love and joy, being as innocent and pure as children, yet they got exposed to the worst of humanity, which puts them in a state of extreme confusion, questioning their own existence and the bubble that they were in. Having a chat with Goblet on how people are innocent in the beginning too, but war and other struggles makes them become more defensive and corrupted, Goblet calms down, seeing that people still have that innocence and good in them. They just need a simple reminder. The AllSeeing is a multi-eyed purple rug-like puppet which appears after Goblet, blocking the entrance door. There's not much known about this puppet, but all it does is spitting out puppets as projectiles towards Gordon to knock him out. There are a total of 3 dogs in the game called Flooper, Mahone, and Fraps, who chase after Gordon in the next segment of the game. They seem very vicious in the beginning, and Gordon is absolutely petrified of them. But soon after, ringing a food bell for them, he notices these dogs are extremely hungry and have lacked any human interaction, being left to starve and crave for affection. After Gordon fills their bowls and rings their bell, they come excitedly, wagging their tail and munching at their bowls. This makes them so happy that Gordon even pets them, with one of them going to sleep and the other 2 going to play, which fully calms them down. All they truly needed was some food and affection, showcasing how most dogs in real world also need that. Sometimes some can have bad experiences and showcase through their behavior, but all it takes for majority of dogs is affection and patience, making them one's best friend. In the ending cutscene, if Gordon manages to feed them, the show displays them as happy dogs, wagging their tail and being well behaved. But if Gordon doesn't do so, they will still be grouchy and hungry, barking non-stop, being unfriendly and unapproachable. The final boss, which can be found in the unfriendly neighborhood section, is a mixture between some puppets becoming an abomination which is extremely hostile and unapproachable. It bashes around, charging towards Gordon without any clear understanding. This amalgamation doesn't seem to have any capacity left to communicate, and as Ricky mentions, the puppets down here completely lost their sanity after learning about the dark side of humanity. The final major puppet Gordon re-encounters is Ricky, a very intelligent puppet who rationalizes with him, trying to convince him to help the puppets get back to their glorious days, back on air to spread valuable messages and good manners. Reiki is a simple sock puppet who floats around and appears in different contraptions, preventing Gordon to see what's beneath his body and what's actually controlling him. Throughout the game, Reiki appears and interacts with Gordon, trying to dissuade him from disabling the antenna. But after he does so, Reiki tries one last time to convince Gordon help them run the show, putting them back on air. Reiki, despite watching the television with the worst humanity has to offer, maintains his friendly persona and doesn't actually get corrupted. He is the most capable despite his limited physical abilities, and he speaks the most, being very logical and convincing.
Besides, look at how much you've helped us just since you got here. I talked to the other puppets. Reviews are dazzling.
What if you end up like them?
I don't think we're the ones you should be worried about, Gordon. Come on. Won't you be our neighbor?
And that's it for this video, folks. This is going to be probably the last My Friendly Neighborhood video that I will make, unless there's going to be some sort of development or news. Otherwise, I truly hope that you enjoyed this series. If you did, you can stay tuned for more by hitting on the subscribe button and the notification bell. It's been your host, Star, and I will see you on the next one. Have a fantastic day.